Hi everyone, this is me, Shashna, once again, and today we're going to discuss IELTS reading and how to smash it to attain 8 bands or higher. Fine, so without wasting a minute more, let's move forward to the presentation. Okay, sir, so first of all, we're going to discuss IELTS reading exam overview, and you can easily say that if there are three texts, mean three different paragraphs. For each passage, you have 20 minutes to complete it, and these passages are basically non-specialist text forms or from journals or magazines. Got it? Yeah. So it would not be anything that would be containing, complexities, complex topics about scientific researches or this or that. These are just extractions from journals or magazines. Secondly, we have 40 questions. There would be no extra time, and there would be different question types as well. Fine. Skills are different that the skills that you require to attain maximum bands in IELTS reading include reading for the main ideas. You are also going to read the text in sheer detail. Thirdly, you're going to focus on reading for guests to capture the best of the knowledge. Okay, let's move forward. Now see, today in this presentation, we're going to move step by step. How many steps can you see here? These are the 5 steps. Fine. So we're going to start with the first one. First of all, this is about the skills. Now, in my 7 years plus teaching experience of IELTS, I have come across many individuals. All of them were familiar with the key terms of skimming, scanning, and let's say close reading. But no one was aware about the right way to apply these strategies into their body or the passages they are attempting. First of all, we need to understand that there are 3 basic skills. First one is the skimming, second is scanning, third one is the close reading. Why do we need these skills? You can see, first of all, we need to understand what is the text we are reading about. Secondly, we're going to know why do we need these skills? Why do we need to learn skimming or scanning or the close reading technique? Thirdly, what words do you focus on? Now the third question, as you can see on your screens, this question is referring to the keywords given in the passage, given in the topic, or given in the question statement. Fifthly, we have how fast do you go? Now, this is the most important thing because in IELTS reading test, people take a lot of time and ultimately they end up losing many of the questions unattempted. So now we're going to focus on all these things and discuss how one thing is different from the other. Let's come forward and try to understand with the given pictures that what is skimming and how is it different from the scanning. Let's move to the first definition, which says skimming stones. You can see in the picture, and all of you, I think, but many of you are doing this practice. Throw the stone in a pond or a lake, and it will be skimming through the water. Now you can see a lake or a pond is something quite deep, and there are a lot of things that we can explore by getting into the depth of the ocean, depth of the water. But what our purpose is to just skim over that pond or just skim over that paragraph. For that purpose, what do we need to do? We need to keep our eyes moving over the text like the stone keeps moving over the water. Instead of indulging ourselves or our thoughts into the sheer details, we're gonna just going to skim over the text. Got it? Similarly, the second technique we need to apply in IELTS reading test is scanning at the airport when you are late for your flight. Block out all the other text and noise and focus on the information you need. Now you see, this is a one sample. As you can see in the picture, if you have already attained any international travel, you are familiar with these big screens which you can see installed on the airports containing information about your flights and rest of the stuff. We have 2 columns visible in this picture. You can see first column is referring to the target destination, for example, Berlin, Paris, Rome, London, or Milan, or rest of them. Similarly, the second column is about the time of the flight, when will it is going to take off. So if you already know that you are going to focus on your flight number, the time of departure, and rest of the stuff with your target destination, so keeping in mind these background information, you can easily jump towards the required information. This is what we call scanning. Keep something already in mind and then reach out to your target answer. So let's now move forward and talk about these techniques. Now see what words stand out at you in this line. Focus on the given line and find out the word you can highlight. As you can see, many of the words in the line are meaningless. And one word that is standing out is Newcastle. Newcastle, which lies here, as you can see on the screen. Now you see, this is what happens in your IELTS reading paragraphs. You will come across many words which are maybe alien words, and you have just going through them for the first time in your life and you don't know their meanings, but you don't need to worry about this stuff. All you need is to focus on what you can understand easily and jump to your answer. Similarly, as you can see in this slide, we know nothing but one word, that is Newcastle. The word is starting with a capital letter. It means that it might be a proper noun. And let's move forward and discuss other examples by which one after the other you will be attaining all the required strategies that you need to attempt IELTS essay to acquire 8+ bands. Now, the question is, why did you see the word? If you just think for a while that in the above line, which we are referring to, what is the reason behind it that you have jumped across the word which is Newcastle? So the answer says names are easy to spot because they are capitalized. As Newcastle is starting with the capital letter. Now see, numbers are also easy if you are reaching out towards some numbers or might be addresses. So these are quite an easy thing to understand. If you already know the context of writing the addresses in address bar. Similarly, if there are numbers, if the nouns are there, they would be starting with the capital letters. These are good keywords to scan for it if they appear in the question. Notice that you didn't need to read the whole line to find the word. When you are scanning, you should not be reading all of the words. Got it? Because we were trying to find out a noun, we just go through the line and find out which letters or words are starting with capitals. So the capital letter denoting it as a noun. So we need to save time. We're not going to read all of the passage. So another common question that can hit your mind as an IELTS test taker, then do you need to use all three skills? So the answer is quite simple. Different learners work in different ways. You need to explore your own way and then apply the strategy by understanding the question first. There are people who manage without skimming or reading the whole text. But you will probably want to use the skills in different ways for different types of questions. As you get more advanced, you will build different strategies, experiment to find out what works for you. And for this purpose, we just need to do more and more practice, understand the type of questions, and then root out and develop our own strategy to deal with that. Okay, now we're gonna do some exercises. Here we need to discuss that do you need to read the whole text first in IELTS? So the answer is trying to answer the questions without skimming the text first is like trying to do a jigsaw without looking at the picture. It's tough. You can see as the image the image of the block shows. I think in your childhood, you might have gone through this game which is known as jigsaw. In order to solve the puzzle, they need you a key in a form of a big picture. That at the end of fixing all these blocks, you're going to make up this image. Okay? So this is what we need skimming for. We need to get the whole image of the text to find out which is the key topics given in the text and what are the subdivisions or the body paragraphs, what are the titles of those sub passages within the whole paragraph of the given text, and then reach out to our answers. Read the questions and then find out their answers one by one. Now here is another example elaborating how we are going to skim through the text, how we're going to do the close reading stuff, and how can we scan the things. You can see in the first picture, skimming is like looking at the whole picture. Fine, there is a picture, you are looking at the picture and extracting the information given in it. Like we can say, there are two minions in the picture. One is having bananas and offering it to the other minion, but the second one was more interested in eating the ice cream. And we can also look for the colors, that the color of the ice cream is green, and there is a natural background. You can see by the leaves that there is a palm tree as well. So we can focus on the details by just skimming through the picture. Second way is the close reading, which is harder and takes longer. It's basically looking carefully at the distinctions between similar words and ideas and seeing which one fits the best. Thirdly, we do scan through the text, which means looking for specific parts like all the pink bits or otherwise. Scanning means to reach out to the text to find out something specific. Like in this example, we can focus on one color. We can find out in the image that which are the things painted in the pink color or might be in the green or otherwise. Now let's move forward, because once you know the things, once you know the skills, now you need to learn how to apply them in your text. So what are the things included in the skimming? First of all, you need to skim through the title of your paragraph. Then the subheadings. As you know, each body passage would be having a title or topic sentence as its first sentence. So go for the subheadings, look through the pictures, first line of every paragraph. Got it? This is the skimming. This is how you're gonna go through your IELTS reading passage. Now, after doing skimming, you should be knowing the journal topic, you should be knowing about the subheadings, and you should have a general idea of the text and what it is about. Okay, once you are done with the skimming, write the main topic of the text and general topic of each body paragraph. For example, living in space is the main topic, and we are just trying to formulate few subheadings like reasons for or reasons against the topic, current experiments, and then we're going to end up it in the conclusion. This will help you find the key information and answers. Okay. Once your planning is done, now the next thing is read the questions carefully. Underline the keywords. As you read, some answers may pop into your head. Note that paragraph you think contains the answers. Got it? Once you are dealing with the questions, you are going to highlight or objectify the keywords, but you are going to focus on each and every term, each and every word of your question. Fine. So you need to close read your question, and then during finding your answer, you need to skim and scan through the text. Now, what is scanning? Scan to find keywords and quick answers. The keyword that you have highlighted in your question, now scan your paragraph and match those keywords with the ones given in the passage. Lastly, there would be few questions that would require close reading and small parts of the text for more difficult questions. So this is how you're going to plan and apply the strategies to reach out to your target band. Okay, so we are done with the skills.